This is the city of Addis Ababa of Ethiopia here in Africa. Addis Ababa saw a wide-scale economic boom in 1926 and 1927, and an increase in the number of buildings owned by the middle class, including stone houses filled with imported European furniture. The middle class also imported newly manufactured automobiles and expanded banking institutions. During the Italian occupation, urbanization and modernization steadily increased through a master plan. It was hoped Addis Ababa would be a more colonial city and continued on after the occupation. Subsequent master plans were designed by French and British consultants from the 1940s onwards, focusing on monuments, civic structures, satellite cities, and the inner city. Similarly, the later Italo-Ethiopian master plan, also projected in 1986, concerned only urban structure and accommodation services, but was later adapted by the 2003 master plan. Addis Ababa is a federally chartered city in accordance with the Addis Ababa City Government Charter Proclamation No. 87, 1997 in the FDRA Constitution, called the political capital of Africa due to its historical, diplomatic, and political significance for the continent. Addis Ababa serves as the headquarters of major international organizations, such as the African Union and the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. The city lies a few kilometers west of the East African Rift, which splits Ethiopia into two, between the Nubian Plate and the Somali Plate. The city is surrounded by the special zone of Oromia and is populated by people from different regions of Ethiopia. It is home to Addis Ababa University. The city has a high Human Development Index and is known for its vibrant culture, strong fashion scene, high civic and political involvement of younger people, a thriving arts scene, and for being the heart of a country with one of the fastest economic growth rates in the world. Study based on DNA evidence from almost 1,000 people around the world suggests that early humans first traveled out of Africa via a place close to Addis Ababa, spreading from the region to the rest of the planet sometime around 100,000 years ago. The research indicated that genetic diversity decreases steadily the further one's ancestors traveled from Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa has a subtropical highland climate with precipitation varying considerably by the month. The city has a complex mix of alpine climate zones, with temperature differences of up to 10 degrees Celsius depending on elevation and prevailing wind patterns. The high elevation moderates temperatures year-round, and the city's position near the equator means that temperatures are very constant from month to month. As such, the climate would be maritime if its elevation was not taken into account, as no month is above 22 degrees Celsius in mean temperatures. Mid-November to January is a season for occasional rain. The highland climate regions are characterized by dry winters, and this is the dry season in Addis Ababa. During this season, the daily maximum temperatures are usually not more than 23 degrees Celsius, and the nighttime minimum temperatures can drop to freezing. The short rainy season is from February to May. During this period, the difference between the daytime maximum temperatures and the nighttime minimum temperatures is not as great as during other times of the year. With minimum temperatures in the range of 10–15 degrees Celsius, at this time of the year, the city experiences warm temperatures and pleasant rainfall. The long wet season is from June to mid-September. It is the coldest time of the year. This period coincides with summer, but the temperatures are much lower than at other times of year because of the frequent rain and hail and the abundance of cloud cover and fewer hours of sunshine. This time of the year is characterized by dark, chilly, and wet days and nights. The autumn, which follows, is a transitional period between the wet and dry seasons. Under the Ethiopian constitution, the city of Addis Ababa is one of the two federal cities that are accountable to the federal government of Ethiopia. The other city with the same status is Dire Dawa in the east of the country, and both are federal cities. Earlier, following the establishment of the federal structure in 1991 under the Transitional Charter of Ethiopia, the city government of Addis Ababa was one of the then new 14 regional governments. However, that structure was changed by the federal constitution in 1995 and, as a result, Addis Ababa does not have statehood status. The administration of Addis Ababa City consists of the mayor, who leads the executive branch, and the city council, which enacts city regulations. However, as part of the federal government, the federal legislature enacts laws that are binding in Addis Ababa. Members of the city council are directly elected by the residents of the city, and the council, in turn, elects the mayor among its members. The term of office for elected officials is 5 years. However, the federal government, when it deems necessary, can dissolve the city council and the entire administration and replace it with a temporary administration.